Alright, hey, Matthew here at Scout Septic, and this is installing a tank in 10 minutes. So here we are, we're replacing this tank, Multnomah County, and we've already pumped and removed the old concrete tank. We're putting the new tank right where the old one was. This is 1,000-gallon Michael's effluent tank, two-piece tank obviously. It's got that butyl rubber in the middle there to seal the good smash. We're just checking the level, and yep, that's good to go. It's level, first time go. We got a new iDig grade control system on our excavator, allowing us to dig perfectly flat, and really limits or mitigates or totally eliminates putting anyone in the excavation, which is, safety first, safety always. Kyle did a great job of dropping this in. And here we are. We're going to connect up our two pipes, fill it full of water, 2 inches up into the riser for our leak test, get it inspected the next day, and then backfill. But all of that through the magic of time lapse will happen in 10 minutes. So here we are. Chris is already getting started on grouting the outside of the tank, just to make sure it doesn't leak, and digging the inlet and outlet out. Getting our fittings ready, make those connections, see how we're doing it. Hooking up to this effluent tank, which is highly recommended by us, DEQ, and most, if not all, municipalities. That effluent filter protects your drain field. It's just cheap insurance. Drain fields are more complicated to install than tanks and more costly. So we are gonna, just keep cruising right here. Wish I actually worked this fast. Be amazing. All right, Chris is down here, grouting the tank. Securing the fittings, messing with the Polylock PL250 effluent filter. And we're getting this tank done. Really happy with how this tank went in. Chris is digging back the inlet a little bit because the inlet came in a little low, but it was good because we're relatively high on the outlet side. I swear, like, some of these old tanks just came in and went out the same level. There's a 2-inch drop on this Michael's tank between the inlet and the outlet. And we had plenty of room. It's a good thing we dug this back too, because it was there was an old piece of weird SDR35 pipe over some Schedule 40 with this weird kind of double bell on it, and it wasn't even glued in. It kind of just came out. There you go. That's right by Chris's left hand there. So he dug that out, and there's a weird fitting in there with somebody like JB welded something coming from the hot tub that's just out of the frame to the left here. And Chris is going to use the E6100 caulking to glue in that riser. And then trying to kind of decide, trying to decide which is the best way to do this inlet. We were able to hard pipe everything on here, didn't have to use a Fernco. So that's always way better. Had to get like 3 different kinds of glue and put a ABS 4-inch coupler. So that's what we have coming in from the house. Use the green transition PVC cement on that. I had a weird issue with this 6-inch SDR35 inspection port. I think I didn't bang it in very well. Chris grouts it in here, and then it falls out when I go to put the plumbing ball in. Or I think, yeah, I cut off the top and everything, so that was a weird one. Usually they smash in pretty good. This one was just kind of awkward, or I thought Chris was going to smash them in. Totally my bad. So yeah, I'm trying to use that old pipe because it was so kind of custom or weird, but I put it on there and the bell just didn't line up. So ultimately we went with that ABS 4-inch coupler. And then use the transition glue to go to the SDR35, and then straight up PVC glue from the rest of the going into the inlet there. Gluing that up, cutting, making some adjustments. Chris is running around, cleaning things up. It's kind of a long day. We had to wait on Michael. They had a truck breakdown when they were loaded with our tank and heading out. So there you go. I cut it off. Then we start to go put the plumbing balls in. So I think the next step, covering up that weird fitting with the JB welded in thing coming from the hot tub. The M18, Milwaukee M18 inflators, huge upgrade from the M12. So here we go. That 6-inch pipe wasn't cutting it, so we're putting in a new one. Chamfer in the end over there with our angle grinder. Make sure we get a good smash on it. Chris goes, gets a log, smashing it in good. Now it's in good. Cut the top off. We'll grout it in again here. Got our little plumbing ball in there. Almost dropped the compressor inflator. Alright, there we go. We got that done. Got it all filled up with water. Here we are backfilling. With got the new CMP tilt rotate 4-foot bucket on there. Makes short work of backfilling. Just, this thing's awesome. You don't have to move the machine around a lot. It's a little bit getting used to. So when you rotate it, you actually use the dump to tilt. Yeah, so it's takes a little getting used to, but it's really fun to operate. Yeah, really happy. Customer's really happy with how it looked. They were on vacation during this. We actually had to remove a bush and plant it, water it in. There we go. Chris is bring the bush over, digging a little spot for it. Bring some dirt in, smush it down, smooth it out. Yeah. With this CMP tilt rotate, we can still, we have our thumb on there, but it's we're using the hydraulics for one of the functions, either the tilt or the rotate. So thumb stays on, you strap it up, and we can switch over to our other buckets, which is kind of like a blessing and a curse. It's a lot of work to switch it over, so this thing really just makes me want to buy a dedicated tilt rotate machine with all the different attachments, and then with that comes pretty big expense, but I think it's worth it. Yeah, here we go. Chris and Dave are just kind of beautifying the situation, and I'm bringing dirt in, and yep, moving the buckets around, filling the buckets up with the old concrete that made it into the dirt pile. The old concrete from the previous tank. And these guys did a great, awesome job of raking it out. Looked like a Japanese garden when they were done. We offered to put straw down, but the customer didn't want straw, so. And then all we got to do is rebuild the dirt pile, or the burn pile rather, on the other side, because they had some wood in there that we had to mush out of the way. This one we had to over dig by foot and a half because the septic was overflowing outside just underneath the tank. It had this big slab lid, and anyway, it was spongy down there, so we had to dig it out, add a foot and a half at 3/4 minus. Thanks for watching.